Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to use analog input sensor for ESPHome in Home Assistant. Because we usually use this analog input sensor, such as this is water level sensor, but it's analog. And also you will use the temperature sensor or the humidity sensor or many different analog sensors that are commonly used in the industry. And in this video I will use A8SV2 board and use this analog generate to test how to configure it in ESPHome so that you can integrate your analog device in your Home Assistant very easily. And the commonly used is analog signal type is 0 to 5 volt and 4 to 20 milliampere. So let's begin how to do with it. And this you can see in our Home Assistant, and we can go to the ESPHome and create the A8SV2 board. The A8SV2 board you can see that is schematic, and this is the PCB. I will use this board to show you because it has two channels of 0 to 5 volt and two channels of 4 to 20 milliampere analog input. So you can see this schematic. Firstly, this used by the ESP32, and here you can see that is ADC. This is analog input. That A1 and A2 is 0 to 5 volt input, and A3 and A4 that is 4 to 20 milliampere. So in our PCB board, you can see this 4 terminal, this 4 point that for analog input, and this 2 is for 0 to 5 volt, and this 2 point is for 4 to 20 milliampere. I will use this A1 and A3 just connect with this generate, monitor the voltage and monitor the current in this video. Okay, you can see this is our A8SV2 board. You can see this is V2 version because we have this manual control button. If without any software, without any firmware, that can manual control this relay output. And here you can see that have the analog input, that is A1, A2, A3, A4. I will use this A1 and A3 because every two channel is different signal. So this is our ESP32 board. And for example, this is a water level sensor, and you can see that have the 0 to 5 volt. So maybe you have used a temperature sensor or humidity sensor. Just choose this 0 to 5 volt that you can connect with the A1 and A2. And I will use this voltage and current generate. So you can see that is have a battery. So easy for testing. I can adjust this for voltage, or I can choose a model for this current. So that will output at here. This will have the terminal, output the voltage and output the current. So I will use this terminal and just connect at here. I will use this terminal and connect with this A8SV2 board so that can monitor the voltage and monitor the current. Okay, I can turn off. And here I can connect with it. Okay. And now you can see this AVO, that is analog output. I have connect A1, and this is AIO, that means analog current out. I have connect with A3. Okay, I just put it here. Now let's back to the Home Assistant. You can see in our phone, we already have the ESPHome YAML file uploaded to our phone. You can directly to use. So you just copy this code. Or you can also download this YAML file, and I have downloaded it, just this file. You just directly to use, so it's very easy. And we can copy all code and paste in ESPHome. So back to the ESPHome and create the new device for A8SV2 board and continue A8SV2 because we have already used this name A8SV2. So you can click next and choose the ESP32. And you can see this just skip and edit, and we can delete all. And because I need to paste all this code, copy all code and paste it here. And you can see, and we can just click save. And we can see a lot of code just because this board uses I2C chip for extended GPIO for relay output and relay input. And this is configured by the Ethernet. And this is I2C extended chip. And this that have configured the switch just for 8-channel relay. 8-channel relay, and this binary sensor that for input. And you will see this sensor that for analog input. The analog input, that is A1 for voltage, A2 for voltage. That have the pin number 36 and 34, because you can also see this pin define list in our form. That is A8S board, A8S board V1 and V2 pin define is same. So you can see that is for analog input, and this is the pin number. So okay, we just go on. And this settings is for analog 0 to 5 watt and 0 to 5 watt for voltage. And this A3 and A4 that we have configured for the current, just for current sensor. Current sensor. Okay, we can click save and click install. And by this USB cable to download the firmware. And let's test it with the analog input sensor. Okay, this is download complete, and this is my board IP address, and close it, and click setting and device, and you will find this have discovered the A8S board V2 version. We just click config and submit and finish, and you will see that have A8S V2 board, and you can see that have list the entities. This is for relay output, and this is for binary sensor input and analog input. We can add to dashboard. Just click add here, add to home. Next, add to dashboard. And these sensors also add to dashboard. Click add to dashboard. Okay, we can go to this overview, and you will see that relay I can control, turn on all relay and all relay off. And here that is binary sensor input. This video we will look at this A1 to A4, and now we can test it with my A1. So you can see I turn on this generate, and now is voltage mode and 0 voltage, and I change it to 1 volt. And in my home assistant, you can see that is 1 volt, 1.04. So I can use the multimeter to test it. And test this input, analog input 1 at here and at here. That is almost 1 volt. So 0.999 1 volt. Okay, this is a voltage. Now I can change it to 1.9, and you can see the home assistant is 1.9, and I change to 2.5, and you will see the home assistant is 2.5. So I can change to 3.3 volts. That here, and in home assistant that also is updated. Okay, this time I change to 5 volt. You can see here 5 volt, and the home assistant will update to 5 volt. So this time you can see the voltage input to analog 1 have update with the home assistant. Okay, let's test the A3, that is the current. I can turn off and turn on again, and change to current mode. This is the current mode that have input to this analog 3. The default is 20 milliampere. So you can see in our Home Assistant that is 20 milliampere. So I can reduce it. So you can see I can change to 18.2. That is almost 18.3 in Home Assistant. I can reduce to about 12.7. And you will see that about 12.8, just 0.1 milliampere, the difference is normal. So I can change to low current. 5.9. This is 5.9, and this is almost 6 milliampere. And change to slowly, and change to low. That is 2.6. And you will see this about 2.8. This is just a little difference. And 1.8. And you will see about 1.9. Because this have some cables and some interference and some reasons, so a little difference is normal. So this time I have showed you how to monitor the current and how to monitor the watch from the analog device. So this you can see that is updated in Home Assistant. So you can connect with the analog sensor with the A1, A2, or A4 and A3. So this is how to detect the analog sensor, and also you can click that have a history, and for different sensor and for this different history you can see at here when is on and when is off. So this used by Home Assistant very easily. Okay, thanks for watching.